And today I'm going to be your Good morning, everyone. It's Sunita Richard here from Eastwood Library, as well as the Liasa KZN BEC Chair-elect. I thank you all for participating. I will be your program director for this morning. I would like now to introduce Sibongile Donkabe. She's our Liasa KZN BEC chairperson. She will do our welcome and introduction. Thank you, Sibo.
Thank you, Sunita. And good morning, colleagues. It's very wonderful to see you, even though we are seeing you in the online, but I'm very happy to see you, that you are joining us today to celebrate our special day as librarians. Today we chose to celebrate this day of the Librarians Day on the 22nd. As you know, it happened on the 10th of July. It started in 2014. So this year we are celebrating 25 years anniversary at the in the LIS field. So this day was declared on the 10th of July to make sure that we celebrate ourselves as librarians, just because our profession it's a very unique profession. It's a very wonderful profession that most of us, we tend to undermine ourselves. Hence, we are doing a very wonderful job. So this day was to create awareness and the importance of the librarianship and the profession itself. Is make sure that we need to accept ourselves and also understand that we are also nation builders as librarians. We need to recognize ourselves and make sure that we go extra mile. So as librarians, we need to instill the love for the career. We need to change the minds that librarians are the people that are just coming to the library, that are making people to be quiet, and those olden days. These days, this career is evolving. So as we are as the profession, as the current LIS, we need to evolve with times. We might have said COVID has come up with a new normal, but I will say in a way it did assist us so that we can shake up as librarians, because some of us, we've been very comfortable in our comfort zone. But this, pandemic has also made us realize that we need to change with the time. We need to go with the time, because times has made us to change. The profession change us as an agent of change as librarians. We need to make sure that we go with the time. We need to stay informed. We need to make sure that we also make sure that our community, as they are suffering with the pandemic of illiteracy, we are also there as the soldiers of change. So as the librarians, we need to make sure that we go extra mile, we change the world. We also boast of our career, of our profession. We encourage our people to read, because once people read, they will change their attitude. They will change the way they think. They will change so many things. So our profession is very important. Hence, we are, today we are celebrating ourselves. We need to love ourselves first before we love our other people outside. Let's make sure that we love one another and share the information that we're supposed to be sharing as colleagues and as in the LIS sector. Regardless of the institution where you are, make sure that you change people's life. Once you change one person, that person will change another person, and the entire community will be changed. So with those words, let's go out there and be visible. Let's invade the space. Let us be there. Let's use any platform. Let's maximum our potential as librarians. Let us show off our profession. Let us boast. Let us be proud of ourselves. Let us be visible. as the hashtag of LIS for this year. And let us join, our association. Association is there for us to assist us, to sustain us, to make sure that we stay relevant as a profession, and it's also to make sure that we network as a profession. So with those words, I welcome you all, and I hope you're going to enjoy yourselves, and you're going to learn something new, and you're also going to be implying what you've learned from this platform today. I welcome you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Subo. What beautiful words of encouragement. I would like to now introduce our principal librarian of Bessie Head Library, also our national PAC League chair, my mentor and boss. So thank you, Shanita, for accepting my on such a short notice. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Shanita Beam.
Thank you, Program Director. Greetings, colleagues, all protocol observed. Thank you for the opportunity. You know, we talk about celebrating Librarians Day, and we need to remember that it is a very important day in the calendar of library and information workers in South Africa. We use Librarians Day, colleagues, to celebrate the critical role that we play in nation building, and we want to celebrate these efforts. And we also need to understand that all of this is supported by LIASA, that speaks with one strong voice in support of all of us as library and information science workers in our profession. We celebrate LIASA receiving accreditation as a professional body in February 2015 from SACWA. It highlights librarianship as a worthwhile professional career, raising awareness about librarians as information specialists, information managers, knowledge managers, resources librarians, research librarians, information specialists, information managers, and so on and so on. And the new roles of librarians, amongst others, data curators, research specialists, repository managers, and agents in the scholarly communication process. Colleagues, we use this platform to want to change the stereotype that is attached to us as librarians. We want them to know that we are a dynamic contributor in the development of our citizens and the communities. We want them to be aware of the intrinsic requirement of building an informed and knowledgeable nation through equitable access to information. Librarians are committed to the development agenda of the country, bringing to life the fundamental rights of citizens as enshrined in the Constitution of South Africa, and notably the right of access to information. We need to remember that the growth and sustainability of South African democracy is reliant on our citizens who are able to make well-informed decisions about all aspects of their lives. When we look back as our profession and we say, why give us the recognition? It is simply because so many of us don't recognize us. You know, authority and status is given to every other profession except librarians, and we need to make out the voices amongst us all and say, we want to be heard. We make a dynamic difference in the societies we serve. So it all is about the mindset that we have, the confidence that we need to develop, and our attitude towards our profession. We need to be proud of who we are, and we need to own what we have achieved. The public library, or even any other library, be it academic, be it special, the perspective on the future of our libraries is in our hands. It's those three things that I mentioned: the mindset, the confidence, and the attitude. And not forgetting and remembering professional development amongst our colleagues, staff skills especially. In one of our presentations, it was last week, one of the speakers mentioned something about colleagues who have extra skills over and above the librarianship qualification, things that we can utilize in our libraries. For example, if somebody has a psychology degree, but is also attached to a library and information science degree, how can that work in our institutions? So looking at the diversity of our colleagues amongst us, people who have so many skills but are hidden out there, we need to ensure that we can go into that and we can make a difference. So colleagues, based on the redesigning and repurposing of our community centers, these are some of the things that we need to take note of. And we need to be aligned in order to support the vision and mission of our purpose and the institutions we serve. So I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. I'm sure the presentations that are going to be shared with us will be very thought-provoking, will be very interesting. And I've always maintained that librarians have a right to copyright. So we are at liberty to ask for the information that is being shared out here so that we can learn from it and we can share it with our colleagues. So Program Director, I thank you for the opportunity and I say all the best and enjoy today's presentations. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Program Director.
Wow, Shanita, always impressive, always encouraging. I guess I am where I am is just because of you. So thank you so much. Without further ado, I would now like to introduce our local poet, Craig Kandasamy, who's he's been amazing in our community, especially with youth development. So over to you, Craig.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, I've written a poem and it's titled, I Am the Librarian. Welcome to the library. I am the librarian. Knowledge and wisdom is what I love sharing in. A vastness of life experience through reading is what I provide. And my arms, just like the doors of the library, are always open wide. I've come to take you on a magical ride. Perfectly written patterns of innovation described. A good book is like medicine. This is what I prescribe. I am the librarian, and the library is my home. It's where I reside. In the eyes of those reading the books we provide, I've seen thousands of stories literally come to life. Literacy is lit, and great well-written literacy is my high. I love books, and that is my addiction, whether it's poetry, geography, science, or even fiction. My mind engages in historical pages from beyond the ages. It's become my culture, my religion, my tradition. It's up to me and a must to me that all books be kept in superb condition. This has become my lifelong mission. To see every child reading a book should be all librarians' vision. I treat every book like gold. I offer these riches for free. Everywhere else you go, books are sold. I reach my arms to the shelves. I'm here to help all, young or old. I must reach every girl and boy. I don't discriminate whether rich or poor. I'm passionate about positivity and joy. If I don't act as soon as possible, books will be destroyed. For this purpose, I've surfaced. It's the main reason I'm employed. I am the librarian. I'm committed to do this work to the best of my ability. I am the librarian. In everything, I see a possibility. I'm determined to go above and beyond, to teach and answer questions with confidence response. I read in between the lines of a brain starving for knowledge. Mentally, I challenge even the dull, from primary schools, high schools, all the way to the college. I watch them grow and become bold. Like a potter with clay, every single day I start to mold. I am the librarian, humanitarians. Come see the novels of barbarians, birds, animals, and books about veterinarians. Listen to me and you will never be bored. I dwell where the riches of the mind and thoughts compared to gems are stored. Step inside, let's collide as you fill in these forms. Break out the box of reading is for nerds. I said break out of those norms. Conquer your fears and ride into the storms. The pages of old books were once trees, with the wild wind blowing a cool breeze through the leaves. A home for wildlife, birds and the bees. Oxygen, I lose my breath and gasp for air as I begin to read. I am the librarian. I desire to inspire. From this, I can never retire. From this, I can never ever tire. Reading and encouraging more people to read is my one and only desire. I am the librarian. I'm here to empower communities from a life that's extremely hard. I see the young look down on themselves. It leaves my heart scarred. Out of the windows I look and see kids exposed to crime, drugs, alcohol, negativity has them shook. I've got to help them change and shape their beautiful minds. I take it upon myself to help bring about change, growth, ambitions, dreams, visionaries, even if some say I'm pretty strange. Welcome to the library. I am the librarian. Welcome to the home of collections of books. Take a seat. All you seek is on the shelf. You just need to take a closer look. Stephen King, William Shakespeare. I take a bite as they write and then I start to swallow. Books are for free for you to borrow today and tomorrow. History unraveled across seas these books have traveled. A world unknown and mysteries that leave you baffled. Pirates, drama, wars to love stories. From A to Z, we have endless categories. Titanics and sinking ships, right at the mercy of your fingertips. Draw closer to pictures painted as authors begin to take the biggest risks. I am the librarian, surrender to a book and go on amazing adventures, accessible recorded information and data to all library members, a database to archives that cannot be measured. I promise you this, a library of books is worth more than a chest of diamonds, jewel, and worldly treasures. I am the librarian. I sell hopes and dreams, and this is my only agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Really appreciate it. Always a wonderful performance and wonderful words of wisdom, words of encouragement. And thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. I'm just trying to sort myself out here. Okay, sorry. Yes, to all of us, to all our librarians out there, I think we as individuals, we can and we do encourage innovation and service excellence. We can make and we can do, do more to do a difference in our libraries and especially for our communities. With that, I would now, I will be the first presenter as I've got lots of other presenters online. I'm just trying to find my slide.
Sunita, before you move on, they are requesting to see the presenters.
Okay, I think it's Kakiso who's, or does every presenter have to share?
They want to see their faces.
Okay, so that's up to the presenter. I'm sure everyone can hear you, Sibo.
Yes.
As Sibo is saying, some of the guests would like to see the presenters. If you'd like to share your screen with them, you're more than welcome to do so. So in order to share your screen, for people to see you, I think you have to press on share video. If you share your, if you start video, I think they'll be able to, everyone will be able to see who the individual is. Okay, good morning, everyone. What I would like to be discussing today is my innovative services and spaces with regards to the new normal. So everyone knows that I'm Sunitha Richard. I'm working at the Eastwood Library. I'd like to give you a little background of my library. The Eastwood Library was built in the 80s. Started off, it was initiated by community members, starting off from a 2-bedroom RDP house. As the community grew, the library moved to a small community hall, and finally, with much motivation, in 1997, Department of Sports, Art and Culture stepped in and awarded the community with a magnificent library. The library serves a dominantly Black community with a few coloreds and a high number of foreigners. There are many social ills within this community. Poverty and unemployment is extremely high. As you can see at the bottom, there's a pic of my library, so you get to see that. Due to COVID-19, we know that it hit us hard in 2020, and then we had lockdown. And to further add to that disaster, it was the Zuma unrest, which occurred in KwaZulu and the lesser degree also in Gauteng. However, especially my Eastwood community, as we had seen on NCA, which was it was viewed on the TV news, that Eastwood, the factories in Eastwood were looted and they were burnt. So that was really sad for the community because many people lost their jobs. So these were eye-openers for me to think about different ways of providing a service to my community, because I knew the disaster that the ripple effect of this disaster would cause. So they were hit with COVID first, and then above that now was the looting that took place. The community of Eastwood has been long suffering with many social economic ills, and this has been further worsened by COVID-19 and the Zuma unrest. Like I said, many factories in and around Eastwood were hit hard with looting, more than 50% burnt, resulting in higher unemployment rate. It was also discovered that teenage pregnancy, gender-based violence, substance abuse was at an all-time high. Many people within this community also do not have computers, smartphones, or data. So with keeping all of this in mind, I, as the librarian, had to think of different ways of getting people, of assisting people. My concern was also about the community members, and my heart went out to them. So a lot of communication occurred via WhatsApp with my staff, who quickly got data from the library, because we have a book that a register with a lot of people's information in that register. So we all shared it. We formed WhatsApp groups where we sent out information. We verified false information during COVID when it initially started, especially because there was a lot of false information going out. With the assistance of staff, that information was verified, whatever false information. Soup kitchens, when there were food parcels being distributed, once again, my staff and I were on board to speak to our local pastors fraternal, and even in our Indian community, getting assistance from outside people to know where food points were, especially when it came to bread. The price of bread skyrocketed, but we were able to find out where the bread was being sold at the normal price, and we were able to direct people with that as well. Even when it came to petrol as well, I know we diverted people to Howick for petrol when petrol was finished here within the community. So there was so much going on that the library made sure they remained visible. And that was the important thing, for the library to be on board, to be assisting people. A soup kitchen has been also opened to help because we realized of the struggles of the community as well, especially when the library reopened. And we thought of different ways of trying to help community, and the soup kitchen was one of them. And we have started off recent, and it's really built up very quickly. From Monday, I think it was only about 47 children. Today, we were quite surprised, it was over 150. We even lost count of counting the children that are coming in for porridge in the morning. So it just tells me how desperate my community is and how bad poverty is within this community. During, when we reopened, we started our computer training course and work readiness because we knew we had to get people to assist people and to, as much as possible, try and help them as much as we can. Online assistance with SASSA Social Security Grant, job applications, CO application, NSFAS, tax returns, municipality indigent rebates, submission of meter readings. This all became an extra duty, but we had to do this in order to be visible. And although this was not the normal that we normally do, but now it has become the normal because we are doing it all the time. Of recent, SASSA had asked people to reapply. Once again, it was about 300 or somewhat people or 400 somewhat people came back to us to ask them to please help them out again. And we've done that. The COVID vaccination online registration too as well. People lined up at our library just to get themselves registered for the vaccination. With online interviews at a high, the library has now opened its doors to have online interviews conducted at the library. So this, once again, being visible, trying to help our community members out. With the high drug abuse and the high crime rate, I had spoken to the Pastors Fraternal. We got an addiction and recovery support group at the library, which occurs on a Thursday. From an initial of, I think, 6 or 7 members, the group has now grown to 20-something. Youth dance group uses our library as well to practice. This brings in the youth because of curiosity to see what is happening. WhatsApp group for school learners, especially when the library open, and we decided to have a WhatsApp group because some children were still not coming to the library. I guess the parents were scared to send them. So we spoke to teachers, we went to the school, we got some list of numbers from the children, and whoever needed our help, they WhatsApp asked us for help. In turn, my staff, they either took a photo of the book, of the information needed from a book or of the internet and forwarded to that child. ECD storage, ECD, in this section, we did storytelling. We also submitted to our Msunduzi municipality to be on our website. And within ourselves, within our community, we circulated the storytelling to creches, to parents as well. We also dabbled with YouTube, doing videos on YouTube as well. Youth empowerment programs, we joined forces with our local youth empowerment in a nonprofit organization. They came on board with us. We also started to go out to the youth, bring them into the library, get them to come and do things like CO application, NSFAS applications, career guidance. Skills development programs was also funded by Willerton Oils, which is a huge factory here in Pietermaritzburg. So they were on board. They funded, I think it was about 30 of the youth, and funding of, I think each child was given a bursary of 28,000, between 24 and 28,000. And they qualified with a qualification, a CETA approved qualification. They were later filtered into job positions as well, because Willerton helped to sort all of this out. So had I not approached Willerton, had I not worked with them, would have never have known that they had funds to offer for the youth when it came to study purposes. And I was quite happy to get this and to get them on board. And I'm hoping next year to do this program all over again in partnership with them. In order to get students back into the library, we had to also do a lot of marketing. Thus, I got stakeholders involved with me to come with me and go to the school assemblies in the mornings. We were there by 7:30 in the morning, so we don't disrupt the school timetable. We went with authors, we went with poets, we went with the pastors fraternal, we went with the social workers to make it interesting and exciting for the learners as well. So it was not just a boring thing where we just went there and spoke about the library, but rather we took other people with us to reach out to the children, together with some promotional materials from other organizations as well. And I must say that this has proved results, because now we see the walk-in learners back into the library. A senior citizen club was also formed as well, which is an ongoing program, and it's being sustained as well. We've got our local stakeholders who are supporting this program. We play games with the people. We have people from other government departments, private sectors coming in, giving talks, creating awareness, just to make the seniors excited and to keep them busy. So this is one area that I see so much of blessings, because some of the people are really coming from poor backgrounds. Our winter holiday program, which was a total blast. The children were so excited to have different stakeholders, like the fire engine was here. We had traffic department here. We had the museum over here. We had the bikers here as well to promote motorcycles and bikings and whatever. We had art and craft. There was so much of activities, indigenous games. We had a sports day where children won prizes. And each and every day the children had a meal, which was provided by our pastors. So the event was a joint initiative. We all worked together. We collaborated to make this happen, and the children were entertained, they were kept safe, and it made a difference to them. The impact of the soup kitchen, it was at 60, now it's gone more than that. We started with such a small number at the beginning. Now we are over 150. The social relief grant, over 459 people got that grant. The addiction and recovery group started from initial 3 individuals, now it's gone to 27. The youth service vacancies were filled. 24 youth within Eastwood were filled into government schools for the educator assistant post. The other 30 children who received the grant from Willerton, they have qualifications now. The computer training, from the computer training, we've got 71 of those learners from our computer classes who have already told us, that they're employed now. So the library has many success stories. I look at the senior club, for instance. When I'm with in the midst of all the seniors, you only hear wonderful things, that they are so happy to be there. When they talk to each other, it's like on a Tuesday night, we are getting ready for Wednesday. We have our clothes laid out. We are so excited that we are waking up early in the morning just to walk and get here. So, I mean, these are the little things that we do that makes an impact in other people's lives. And sometimes we don't even know about it. And that is why it's nice to speak, to engage with the people that we are doing things with, so we know what the end results are as well. Just briefly, so I don't be too long, just some pics of the soup kitchen. Our Human Rights Day we had in March. These are just activities to get people to show visibility of our library, to make a difference in people's lives. There's our training program. We only have 5 computers. So because we have 5 computers, we only train 10 people, that's 2 per computer. So our number is small, but we have a computer training every week. If we have an event, so we skip 1 week, or we have it every 2nd week. This is the program with the Willerton Skills Development. So they had the graduation at the library as well. And here there was a lot of sponsors as well. On the day of the graduation, the youth I mean, besides the education that they received for free, they also got hampers on the day. It was very exciting. Their parents were so thankful and blessed and felt so blessed that their children have now completed and were being filtered into jobs. During library week, to reach out to the creches, we invited them to the library. We had different activities. Children had to dress up with different themes. It was quite exciting. Addiction and recovery, this is another picture from there. The youth dance, this is them dancing in the library. You can see they are very professional as well. World Read Aloud Day, we had this challenge at the schools. We went out to the schools and held a reading challenge there where we got sponsorship of books, trophies, and we took to the school. And mind you, children were quite excited. You can even see the school itself did a big banner there on World Read Aloud. That's how excited the school was to see the library in action. African Librarians Week as well. This was in 2021, where the museum came out. We invited the children to the library. Our address with the assembly, you can see our whole team of people that we went with. We didn't just go alone. The senior club, you can see some of the seniors there as well. Our winter holiday program, some of the pics for the winter holiday program, the museum, the fire department, the biker, beadwork. Yes, in conclusion, I would like to say that the only way we can make things happen is by getting to know our communities, understanding what their needs are. Most importantly, we need to engage with the leaders within the community, our local stakeholders, your NGOs, your NPOs, your churches, whoever your shop owners, whoever it is in your community, liaise with them. Your first port of call should be with your counselor because he knows everyone in the community. And out of respect, you need to also involve in whatever you are doing in the library. We have to make changes, irrespective whether we have a budget or no budget. We have to make a difference. We have to be innovative. We have to come up with ideas. We have to market ourselves, market what we are doing, because if we don't market ourselves, our stakeholders, our leaders will never be able to help us out because they will not know what we are actually doing. The more they know what we are doing, they will be ever ready. When we go to them, they will be ever ready to help us, right? Make sure that our programs are sustainable. We don't start a program and forget about it later on. If there's an issue with the program, find out what the issue was and try and make it better, try and sort out the issue and move forward. Always be a yes person. Also always ask for help. As Shanita said earlier on, Google ideas, copy, edit, paste, or if you don't want to even edit, just paste it. Ensure your library is not a white elephant. Be as passionate as ever. Put people first. Implement Barter Pillar principle. Thank you so much. That is the end of my presentation. We will take questions at the end of our session. So if you would be just patient enough for that. I would like now to introduce my next speaker. My next speaker is Mrs. Purity Kavuri Mutuku. She's our principal librarian from Kenya. She has also been on the AFLIA program as well for emerging innovators. She's also been my mentor. She's a well-respected individual within the library sector. I welcome her. And over to you, Purity, ma'am. Hello. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
Sunita, we can hear
Yes,
you.
Sunita, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm just waiting for Mrs. Purity. Hello, ma'am. Are you there? Purity? Hi, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. You may go ahead and present.
Okay, sorry, I have some challenges, but I believe all shall be well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I hope everyone is able to see my slide. Are you able to see what I am sharing?
Yes, I'm able to see you.
Great. I start by greeting everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
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 Awesome. I can hear Bedwell somewhere.
Morning.
Great to hear your voice, Bedwell. How have you been? Anyway, we present us.
I'm fine.
Great. Yes, my name is Purity Kavori Mutuko. I work with the Kenyan National Library Service as the librarian in charge or principal librarian in charge of one of the largest branches, which is based in Nakuru County, in Kenya. The Kenya National Library Service has 65 branches, which are spread in all our 47 counties. And so I happen to be the end of one of the largest library based in Nakuru County, code 032. I've been a librarian for the last 20 years. I have worked as a school librarian, university librarian, and now as a librarian in a public community library. I don't have to talk so much about myself. I know Sunita can tell you so much about me. But for today, I want us just to share very briefly about librarians and why really librarians matter. I'm one very passionate librarian, and in my line of duty, I've managed to win a number of awards just because of the creative and innovative programs that we learn at the library, and more so as Nakuru Library. So this morning, I believe that every librarian matters. I have heard what Sunita has presented in terms of the innovative programs that they are learning at their library. And for me, I just want to inspire you and to encourage you that even after COVID, librarians remain key people in the community. And so they matter. We start with a photo of me there wearing a t-shirt that I really love so much. It's written, Librarians, the original search engine. So I want to believe that as much as we hear of people saying Google is the original search engine, it is not. But a librarian is the one who is always in a position to assist anyone in the community by providing them with the relevant information and in the correct format. I start with a small diagram that I came up with, and this one summarizes why librarians matter. Why do librarians matter? I would have started by asking you what you are seeing from the diagram, but because it's virtual, I will have to answer the question myself. Up there, I know you can see 4 different types of cups, and they are pouring something. And the loud silver thing, that is the library. The building is the library. And For that building to bring out what it's supposed to bring out, there has to be a librarian. And the librarian is the one who sieves whatever is coming into the library so that it can impact into the society. And what we are saying, the librarians are innovators. What I mean by saying that librarians are innovators, librarians are technology champions. In other words, librarians are the people who are supposed to have the most recent technology skills that they can teach the community. For instance, when COVID came, the entire world went virtual and everything was being done virtually. And many people did not have those kind of skills. But this is where now the librarian comes in, because the librarian is supposed at least to ensure that the community allowed you are at par with the most recent digital literacy skills, like the Zoom, how to use Zoom, how to use Google Meet, and many other technology-related skills that are required in this particular century. When it comes to learning, we have the distance learning, the open learning. Many of the people in the community would want to be students in such kind of programs, but they don't have the skills. In that case, the librarian plays a major role of ensuring that at least the people skills they can use to be able to participate in open or in distance learning programs. Librarians are innovators. Again, why? Because librarians, we expect librarians to come up with what we call maker spaces, centers of innovation and research. In the library, we have a place whereby any person comes and you sit there, you just think of the kind of a thing that you'd want to do, you conduct your research, and at least you even pilot it while you are at the library. And examples of these are the apps that we are using today. Most of the people have actually developed apps from this particular library, and the great ideas that have changed the world. Sometimes back, I'm sure you all learned that Kenya banned the use of plastic bags, paper bags, the plastic ones. That campaign was started by a library user at the library. And he came, we helped him, we researched more, and finally he told us, I'm gonna go out there and ensure that the use of plastic bags shall be banned in the country. And it has been a success story. So it all started at Nakuru Library. Sunitha, if I'm fast, please stop me so that we are at par with the participants.
You are doing fine, thank you.
Yes, secondly, I said that why librarians matters is because they are creators. As a librarian, you're expected to ensure that the library is a safe place for everyone. Any person who needs a place where they can sit and do their research silently, learn to the library. And I like saying that libraries are sanctuaries. As people wake up and go to their churches for meditation and to have their souls rejuvenated with the word of God, libraries play more so a similar role. They are sanctuaries, they are safe places, places of meditation, places of rescue, places where they can find friends and socialize and make a difference in their community. So as librarians, remember, we are expected to ensure that the library is a safe place for all. When people find that the society cannot accommodate them, they should feel free to learn to the library. And they find a place where they are loved and a place where they can do their own things in silence and more so with a lot of support. Why librarians matter as creators? Librarians are risk takers. You don't just sit there and wait for users to come, but you sit and imagine and think of the kind of programs that you can start in your library for the purposes of empowering your community with the right information for empowerment. And I've listened to Sunitha, and she has shared about the many programs they've done even in the interior. In Nakuru County, we are risk takers. We dream and we come up with a program. Our most recent baby is a program that I started that is targeting pregnant mothers. And we have a situation whereby we bring pregnant mothers together and we encourage them to communicate with their unborn babies through reading storybooks. It's an idea that made people think like that can never happen. But believe me, today, everyone at every hospital wants us to start that particular program. We are risk takers. Why? We go to those schools and we introduce ourselves and we tell them, hey, this is what we can do. We can help you in the teaching or in the learning or in the revision process by doing 1, 2, 3 things. Like as in Nakuru, I can give an example of the digital literacy programs that we are conducting in primary schools. So remember, librarians matters because they are risk takers. Another thing I said, the number 3 is that librarians are people who connect the world. We are the bridge that connects the people with the world. Why? The kind of resources we have at the library are too many. The correction, the books, the prints, and the non-print materials, they help people to at least get to know what is happening in another continent or in another country. You don't have to go to America or you don't have to go to Nigeria today. You just go to the library, get a book, and you'll get to know so much about Nigeria. So the library is there to connect the people with the rest of the world. And at the same time, the library is a cultural hub. The library helps the community to connect with the past. If you want to know what happened during the independence, maybe struggle in Kenya, the library has those kind of resources. And that's why we encourage the librarians to come up with what we call the cultural corners. And at the cultural corners, you display all the kinds of cultural artifacts that are used in the community. And they help the young people to connect with what happened in their community or with what is happening in their community. So libraries and librarians, they help to connect the community with the past and even with the world. Another thing that we can see as far as connecting is concerned, the libraries play a very major role of ensuring that the copyright law is respected. That means we are correct to say that librarians are copyright and fair use ambassadors, because so long as you're in the library, you're not around a person just to photocopy an entire book. You always have the policy and the principles, and you advise them in terms of what is expected of them. And in so doing, you're able to protect the copyright, you're able to protect the author's works. And that means at the end of the day, the library is ensuring that the community is not infringing the copyright laws as far as the publications that you have or the information that you have is concerned. And therefore, librarians matter. We help to connect the authors with the world and ensuring that the copyright law is not in any way violated. And the third thing, the librarians, besides connecting, they share. We share. You can see what is happening. Sunitha got hold of me and she asked me, Madam Purity, can you share what you have as far as library matters is concerned? So whatever things that we do, librarians, the world will never ever get to know what we do if you don't share what you are doing. And how do you share? You share by making presentations in the local conferences, in the local workshops, in the local symposiums, international, regional, anywhere where there is an opportunity, please share. At the moment, International Federation of Library Association is calling for people with success stories to share in the library map of the world. Kindly, whatever innovations you have, just write a story and they will assist you and share with the world. Let them know what you're doing. I have shared my story and I'm going to share another one and another one and another one. And the one that is in the library map of the world is a story that has really transformed the lives of children in Nakuru County when we started a mathematics club, whereby we taught children how to learn mathematics using digital using digital technology. And it brought such a great change in the community. And so librarians are champions of equity. They ensure that they serve all the users, irrespective of your color, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your level of education. Librarians, we don't discriminate in any way. We ensure everyone who comes to the library leaves the library with a smile. Why? Because librarians are friendly people, and they are people who are there to ensure that everyone in the community, at least his or her need, is met in one way or the other. And that's why I always say librarians are very, very much unique. I would have wished to just share briefly, and I think I'll do so very fast, about some of the programs that we do at the library. Immediately after COVID, we brought the authors together and we started what we are calling Creative Authors Club, whereby they just come and share their various innovations. I'm sorry, I can almost tell the photos are not coming from your side. I don't know why, but I will share my presentation with Sunitha, hoping that once the presentation comes on his side, she will be able to show you some of the innovative programs that we are doing. But just to summarize, we have the Creative Authors Club that we started immediately after COVID, where we bring the authors together. They discuss about the various books each one of them has written, and we also help in promoting or in marketing their books, and we also help in nurturing the young and upcoming authors. We've also done a number of book donations to various primary schools. We've also started what I called the Pregnant Mothers Club, which we called Toto Smart, a smart kid, because we have an objective of trying to encourage the pregnant mothers to read stories to the children, so that by the time these children are born, they'll at least have an idea of what literacy means, and they will develop a love for books. So we also have another club that we are calling the Mathematics Clinic. Every Saturday, primary and secondary school children come to the library, and we have the community volunteers who volunteer to take them through mathematics revision. Why we targeted mathematics is because we discovered that most of the children were so much discouraged, and their performance in mathematics was quite poor, and they believed mathematics was very poor. And so we thought the only way we can help these children change their attitude towards mathematics and towards STEM, I'm sure you've heard about STEM, is by helping them to change their attitude towards mathematics. So that's why we are very much interested in ensuring that the children improve their mathematics skills. So we've also started, we are doing short courses, which are absolutely free. Like today, we have a graduation ceremony, and I'm expecting around 250 youths to graduate with various skills. These skills include the Kenya Sign Language, readership, introduction to computer, cyber security, and blockchain, among many other skills. And we also have our latest baby, Learn and Pray. This one we are also launching it this afternoon, whereby we are teaching children games as a way of learning while they are playing games. I would have wished to talk so much, but for now, allow me stop there and invite any questions. But in conclusion, every librarian matters, and you play a special role in the community. Don't fear, don't hesitate to introduce a unique program or activity in your library. Indeed, librarians matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Purity. That is awesome. A true educator, as we can see. So thank you so much. Questions, can we leave questions for the end of the program? Thank you so much. I would like now to invite our next speaker. Our next speaker is my wonderful and beautiful friend, Lola Mafe. She is a principal librarian with the National Library of Nigeria. We were also on the Innovators course together. She's also doing outstanding work in Nigeria. Over to you, Lola. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. The
Lola,
project. Yeah, good morning. That's well. How are you doing?
fine, fine,
Oh,
Lola.
thank you.
Good morning, the project director, my dear friend, Sunita. She's a friend, she's a mentor. She's so inspiring. I follow her up every time and I get inspired by what she has been doing in a locality in South Africa. If Liberian and a vibrant one at that matter. So we are all learning from her. She is the evidence of Liberians actually matter, because she has proven to every point that Liberians matter. So I want to appreciate her for calling me to celebrate with the South African Liberians today. And at this juncture, I want to appreciate and congratulate every Liberian in South Africa. That happy Liberians Day to you all. And I hope from all the presentations you have been enjoying and learning experiences to show that librarians really, really matters. Also, I want to appreciate my amiable mentor, Mashanita. Thank you for always being there for us. Thank you for always leading us and showing us what to do to ensure that Liberians matter. And to the last
Thank you,
speaker,
Lola.
another wonderful mentor, my Purity. Thank you for all that you do for library and librarians in Kenya and to ensure that librarians really matters. And to my Ainelli mate, Betwell, I see what you do also in your own locality in South Africa. Well done. You are all doing a good job. So thank you for having me. Thank you for having me this morning. My slide is on already. I've been introduced. I'm Titi Lola Mafe from Nigeria, and I work with the National Library of Nigeria, the principal librarian. And I've worked in a school library before. I'm now in the public library, the National Library. And just like all the speakers have said, we have to keep pushing. We have to keep showing that libraries and librarians matter. I choose to use the word library and librarians interchangeably, because if we are not talking of the library, there won't be librarians. So I'll be using the two words interchangeably. So the library matters and the librarians matter. So briefly, I'll quickly talk about the evolution of the library, how it started from the Stone Age, how information communication technology came and took over the roles of librarians. And, you know, everyone began to ask the question, does the library really matter? Or does the librarian matter? What and what do you have to do? No, I'm still in introduction, please. Yes, I'm still in the introduction. So we began to ask, do library matters? Do librarian matters? And because you can sit in the comfort of your home or wherever and go on Google and search whatever information you want and meet your information need. But as librarians, we keep saying that we matter. And as everyone that has presented has said, Ma Shanita, Purity, and Sunita, that it's when we tell our stories, that is when the society will know that we really matter. I picked something when Ma Sunita was sharing. She said we are dynamic contributors in the development of the nation. So our mindset and confidence and our attitude is what we show that we are actually important and we matter. So let me go quickly to my introduction. Like you can see, libraries can no longer be just about books, as we all know. Instead, libraries need to position themselves as community hubs, which we all know, and providing for general the needs, as well as endless learning possibilities to all and sundry in our community. The focus of the library has moved from confined space to one that is fluid boundaries, that is layered by diverse need and influenced by an interactive community. And that is what Sunita has showed in her presentation, that it is not, the library is not, and the librarian, we are no longer confined. We are no longer armchair librarians. So we need to launch out, we need to move out, we need to show our relevance to all and sundry. Libraries have become a vital part of any growing and developing community. And in today's world, of course, libraries are a rare commodity. So technology has taken over, but we, the librarians, we show that we matter. And that is why we are no longer sitting in the library. We go out to show that we matter and we will forever remain relevant. So the next slide, please. And I decided to take up these quotes for us to know that the library remains relevant and matters. So, like I have in one of the parts, I said, libraries nowadays lend cooking equipment, tools, and similar items. Libraries offer facilities such as conference room. Purity was talking about the maker space, which is a space in the library where people come in to have meetings, to have, artistic trainings, and so many things like that. So the library attendance, so to say, is not falling. It's just that we are now virtual. And as librarians, to show that we matter, we have to launch into the virtual space also to ensure that we show our society, the communities where we are in, that we matter. So you can just read through the quotes that are there. A library is a delivery room for the birthplace of idea, a place where history comes to life. So we remain matter, we matter as librarians. A library in the middle of a community is a cross between an emergency exit and a life raft and a festival. They are cathedrals of mind, hospitals of the soul, themes or parts of the imagination. The next slide, please. Like I said, all these, important quotes about the library is to show that the library and the librarian matters. Our place in our community, in the society, in the nation, and globally cannot be overemphasized. There is nothing, anyone can say that will relegate us to the background as librarians. We matter. But what matters is for us, the librarians, to keep telling our stories, to ensure that we are passionate, to have a new mindset, to have a new attitude towards our profession, our noble profession. Like I always tell my people, that librarianship is service to humanity. We are a unique profession, and with unique people there. Just what you can see from everyone that is present here in this meeting today, we are unique people, and we will continue to be unique and be relevant. So we have to tell our stories, we have to show what we do and all that. The next slide, please. So I also picked the theme of your conference 2022 of reimagine, repurpose, and rediscover. I said it is a clear call to action to all librarians and information professionals globally. This will further place and showcase our importance in the society. And I have something there that is showing, the picture there that is showing that as librarians, our duty and our job in the community or society to show that we matter is that we must reconstruct, we remake, we recycle, we rejuvenate, we revamp, we redesign, we renovate, we reimagine, we rethink, we reuse, we recreate, we refurbish, restore, renew, and remodel, and redo, revise again. And that is what Purity has said. That is what Sunita has done. And I will also show you some that we do in Nigeria. So I say, in order for libraries to continue to remain relevant, I hope I'm not fast, please. Hello?
You are fine. Thank you, Lola.
Okay, thank you. So I said, in order for librarians to continue to remain relevant in our communities, there is a need to reimagine our services and our ability to render those services. There is need to repurpose both our spaces and our services to continue to be effective in the communities that we serve. And in this way, allowing our users to rediscover the libraries and the ways in which it benefits them. I said it is against this backdrop that the National Library of Nigeria, we have championed the following, some of these in our community. We have engaged in women empowerment, environmental sanitation, bridging the digital gap, awareness on curbing misinformation and disinformation, and sensitization to students on menstrual hygiene, to mention but a few. Please, the next slide, please. So in this slide, we went to a community that is called the Barangoni community in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. And we engage women, you know, women empowerment. If you remember, gender equality is part of the Sustainable Development Goals. And we looked at it that to empower women to ensure that they play their actual role in the community they belong to, in the society, to contribute to the development of the nation. There is need for them to be empowered. In this community, they are poor. They don't do, most of the women are, you know, they are just household, they are just in the house, housewives. They are not working, they are not doing anything. So we went to this community, we empowered them. We taught them how to make liquid detergent soap from the chemicals we got in the market. And when we did that, we were able to empower them. From the pictures, you will see the women, you will see the end product of the soap. And one of the women, after getting empowered through the making of this liquid soap and selling them, she was able to get this grinding machine. We call it grinding machine in Nigeria. It blends tomatoes, cereals. She was able to get it and furthermore strengthen herself and other members of the community. Today, this community knows that the library matters. The library is not just about books. It's not just about sitting on your chair and books on the shelf and people coming. No, we go out into the community to impact lives. So another way as librarians that we show that the library matters is for you to impact lives in your community, is for you to touch lives and ensure that their stories changes. The next slide, please. I spoke about the environmental sanitation. This is citizens, the youths in the community engaging in environmental sanitation as initiated by the library. So the library matters. This community was a very dirty community. And we went there, we told them, you know, looking at another aspect of the Sustainable Development Goals, and we told them that your environment needs to be clean. This dirty environment causes a lot of harm to you, not only in your health, you know, or in other aspects of your environment. And the library took up an initiative and we engaged them in cleaning up the community. You can see the drainage, how they were engaged in cleaning it. Okay, thank you. The next slide, please. Then, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we discovered that there is a lot of gap, you know, in some communities. Some people were not able to learn remotely. because there was no access to the internet, there was no access to the computer. So we thought as libraries, as librarians, what can we do? So we thought of bridging that digital divide and that digital gap. And we ensured that we organized a computer training class for them where they were enlightened and, sensitized on what to do. If you go to this community today, they are happy community. They are young, they are youth, the aged, the school children are all accessing information from the internet. They are able to meet at par with their contemporaries in other parts of the world. So these are what we did. The next slide, please. The next slide. Okay, so still in continuation, using the library space, like I said, we brought them into the space. And you remember we were talking of reimagining the library, you are rediscovering the library and repurposing the library. So we brought them into this space, our library space, provided them with our computers, our internet connectivity, and ensure that they are educated as citizens about ICT technologies. And the impact and the success story, is something we can't talk about. Then also, Sunita mentioned something about misinformation and fake news. This was so prevalent during the pandemic. You hear a lot of stories today and people were confused and didn't know what to do. So to show that librarians matters, after the pandemic, we decided to engage in creating awareness on the danger of fake news. And we enlighten the citizen on how to detect fake news. If you see on the other part of the slide on my right hand, I am the one that did this presentation. I showed them IFLA specification on identifying and authenticating if a news is real or is a fake news. And in fact, this program went viral and we started having a lot of testimonies and stories about it. Because one thing that has been damaging our nation, our society, our community is fake news. It goes, most especially in this politicking eras, you see fake news all over. So we were also able to curb this as a library. And we had testimonies, people asking that we didn't know that library engage in such things. So we continue to tell them that library matters. The next slide, please. The next slide is also about sensitization to students on menstrual hygiene. This is one of our INELI colleagues, Folashade Adepoju. We went to a school, I was there with her, and we taught students on menstrual hygiene. And we had, a pad, a sanitary pad that we made locally, a sustainable sanitary pad that can be reused and reused with the most hygienic condition and situation. And because we have communities in our country that uses rag and tissue papers, and we know what effect that can cause, to the women there or to the students. Some people don't even have the money to buy the pads. So we went out all the way, we in partnership. Like I've had, all the presenters, we're always talking of partnership and collaboration. As a library, there's no how you can do all this. As a librarian, there's no how you can achieve all this. So you have to partner with others, you have to collaborate. And with this, we are able to continue to show that the library matters. With all this, we go out, we reach out to our communities, we make the noise, we tell our stories so that people will begin to ask that, oh, so librarians and libraries can do this. And in that essence, we are re-emphasizing that the library matters. You cannot do without the library. The last slide, please. I think that is the conclusion. Yes. So in conclusion, the library will continue to remain important despite the existing debate about its relevance. What is much more important is for the librarians to put in effort to project the library and show its relevance to all and sundry. And I will still go back in conclusion to pick from what I learned from Sunita's speech, that your attitude must change. Your mentality must change. Your perception must change. We are at par with every other profession, either medical, either the lawyers, either the engineers. In fact, we are above them as librarians. So showcase yourself, make yourself relevant as a librarian, be passionate on what you can deliver. And with that, we are making libraries and the librarian matters. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my experience. I appreciate you all, and I sincerely appreciate my darling Sunita for always calling me to be part of your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lola. Always a pleasure. It's always good to hear from you and always inspiring. Thank you so much. I would like to, without further ado, to call our next speaker, which is, let's check quickly so I don't make a mistake. Our next speaker is Barbara Fay. She's our librarian from Wartburg Library. She's holds a master's degree through UNISA. So she's doing outstanding in her community, especially with the youth. Welcome, Barbara. Thank you so much. Barbara, are you there? Please, can you be patient with me? I'm just going to assist Barbara in my office next door.
Hi, Sunita. Sunita.
Hello, I can hear you. So sorry about that. You're just having some technical issues. I've got Barbara right here sitting next to me now.
Oh, okay.
It's already here, Barbara. It's here already. They can hear you.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Okay, sorry about that. Just a few technical issues. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you, Zunita, for this opportunity. I'm the librarian from Wartburg Library, and the title of my presentation is called Rediscovering Our Libraries. Okay, it's been an extremely difficult 2.5 years for all of us as librarians. Our libraries have been closed due to lockdown. What I did during lockdown, I promoted Libby, which is an app you get through Play Store, allowing my patrons to get access to reading material. We definitely need to reimagine, repurpose, and rediscover our libraries. after these very difficult 2.5 years. And I'm happy that we can once again start our outreach program. It is time to think outside the box, to reimagine, repurpose, and rediscover our libraries. Thank you, Liasa. With our ever-changing world, it is important for librarians to assist wherever they can. I was lucky to be given a number of these. Wait, this is the wrong one. It's not my new one. I apologize, colleagues. Sunitha put my old one in. Let me start again.
Let me help you, Barbara.
Oh, that's on here. I said I redid it. Apologies. Thought it was something funny. I told you I redid it.
That's how there's a USB here. Sorry, everyone.
Technical issues. Where is it? Is it gone? Oh, come on.
Okay, are you, Barbara, do you mind giving ask Betchwell to go?
Yes,
While we sort
yes,
this out.
yes.
Sorry, everyone, I'm just gonna introduce Betchwell Makaya. He's a librarian from Sobantu Library. And I'm just gonna ask you to please step in quickly while we try and assist Barbara out. Sorry about that. Thank you. Betchwell.
Morning, guys, my fellow knowledgeable. How are you today? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Can hear you.
Yes, very well. We are able to hear you.
Yeah, I'm from Kenya. Okay, guys, let me put my slide here. I don't know, Senator will put it for me, but I have it here. I think from Sonita's side, it looked like there's a technical problem. But here, guys, without a delay, I'm going to talk about my library. You hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay, it's Beto from Sobantu Library. Previous, it was a Georgetown library. So the people who are following me, my other name is Dumi Makai. So if you're gonna follow me on Facebook. So I'm gonna talk about my presentation. It's called Sobantu Library #Sustainability Program. So my program is about Sobantu Library, which is based in Pietermaritzburg. Is under Basic Library, which is a part of Umsunduze municipality, and is one of the branch out of 5 branches in the northern side. So it is in line with National Development Plan of Umsunduze municipality, and it is in line with 2030 agenda, of UN, and it's following globally or nationally SDG goals. So you know about SDG goals. So the reason that our library, they are following this agenda of UN agenda is just that the people, they realize that library are turning the white elephant. So that's why we follow these SDG goals. So to identify the community need, what is lacking in the community, and then you conduct a program. So I'm going to be specific with my topic. So our program is to try to make sure that we eliminate poverty, and then to economic empowerment and skill development. That's what we identify in a community. That's what is lacking. So as a library in Sobantu, we are working with partnership with the councillor, as well as the mayor's office and other stakeholders, as well as Department of Art and Culture, which is a professional library. So since my colleagues have said everything, so I decided to make mine just a small one because we are on the same umbrella. So sustainability programs, if I can talk about sustainability programs, are the programs that we do that enhance the community for future job. For example, for skill where if they lack on typing, that's what the program is all about. So I won't go through to everything, but if you know what Sunita and Shanita have said, it's the same thing because we are in the same umbrella. Guys, will you take me to the second slide? Because I don't want to repeat what has Sunita and the other my colleagues have said. So sustainability programs is to assess to quality education, which is the foundation to achieve sustainable development. So some of the examples, the programs that we did while we are in a COVID, we create a WhatsApp group club for library activities for the people who normally come at the library, like literacy program. We did computer training, as Sunita and other colleagues have said. We do learnership programs to empower those unemployment youth, to give them learnership by collaborating with other stakeholders. We do library orientation. We do a stakeholders group WhatsApp. So anything that is a stakeholder, like a business people want to employ youth, we put it on our WhatsApp. We're marketing the jobs on that stakeholders and WhatsApp group for the community. Inside the library, which is called in-house program, we do a free tutor class after school because our library has got a 24-hour security as well as camera. So it means that if we knock out F4, there's a class that coming at the library that finish later. There are security, and it has been approved by the community as well as the parents or the people who are involved in that part. We created another WhatsApp group, which is called Sobanto Book Club WhatsApp group. In that club, we try to promote those people who want to launch a books or want to publish a books or want to learn about how to write a books. And then we created a Sobanto WhatsApp for patron and youth group for job marketing. That's why if there's any job, they're marketing. So one of the programs that we are busy, which is a sustainable program under SDG goal, it's Kids Maths. It's for the kids that who are struggling with the maths. Eventually, we recruit one of the university students who was excellent in a maths to help those kids during Saturday, every Saturday about the maths. So the attendance is very high because it comes from the kids from the primary as well as primary. And then we receive a result for last year that those kids who were struggling with maths, they passed. Thank you. Another slide. Where's Sunita? Okay, the other thing about the importance of partnership. We partner with Makubane Foundation. It is a past speaker in Sunduze municipality donated about 25 tablets in the library. And then after that, we take them, those tablets, we invite the kids from local school and then we train them, and it assisting us if the computers on other side are very busy, kids can able to use it during holiday as well as after schools when they are doing the project. And there is a free Wi-Fi which help inside the library. Thank you. Another slide. We do a lot of programs, guys, as many as Sunita has mentioned. This one is just an example, read aloud competition, where we combine kids from the schools, and then we teach them how to read. After the teaching, then they perform. Those are some of the examples that we do. We promote local authors for Beginners Club, as well as they meet twice, those who are struggling to write the books, and then after that, we launch their books. Some of the outcome that we receive at the library: increase library membership, enhance library visibility in the community. It promotes the usage of the library. School partakes in library outreach program. Community use periodical for job search. Certificate received after they receive training for the library, they get certificate which has got a logo for municipality, and then they can able to apply the jobs. People are able to type their CV without any payment. So that's how we work with the community. Expect an impact is to protect the library. Library nowadays, as you notice, some they are burglaring, some they ban the library, but we do this to empower the people and then for the people to protect the library, to see the useful of the library, and to say that it's a place to grow in economic empowerment and skill and lifelong learning. In conclusion, it is a continuous project that we are doing, like sustainability. We are always receive a lot of invite to many schools. We should continue to have more advocacy projects which are sustainable in our school and community. Thank you very much, guys. Any question? Sunita said people can ask later. Thank you.
Thank you, Betwell, so much. We'll leave questions for the end. I would like to reintroduce Barbara from Wartburg. I do apologize for the confusion earlier on. Let's try to sort her slide out again. On the right side now. Okay. Slide, yeah.
Good morning, Sunitha. Thank you so much. You are an inspiration to all of us. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you for this opportunity. The title of my presentation is called Rediscovering Our Libraries. It has been an extremely difficult 2.5 years for all of us as librarians. Our libraries have been closed due to lockdown. And during lockdown, I promoted Libby, which is an app that you can download from Play Store. And this allowed my patrons to get access to reading materials during lockdown. We definitely need to reimagine, repurpose, and rediscover our libraries. I'm very happy now after the 2.5 tough years to be able to start our outreach programs again. It is time to think outside the box to reimagine, repurpose, and rediscover our libraries. Thank you, Liasa. With our ever-changing world, it is important for librarians to assist wherever they can. I was lucky enough to be offered a number of these EduServe booklets, delivered these booklets to a number of schools around Mshwati municipality. They are excellent booklets full of information relevant to the matriculants. And as outreach is important for all of us, jotted a few points on outreach. Outreach programs bring the library experience to the community. Outreach often focuses on populations that do not traditionally have direct access to any library services. Outreach can help to raise awareness of the library in a community and the services that the library offers. Outreach assists libraries in meeting the needs of the community. Outreach is also a very good marketing tool. Now that the beginning of this year, now that we can start our outreach programs again, Wartburg Library invited Msunduzi Museum to Georgetown Combined School. We targeted the grade 6 and grade 7s. Ms. Shireen Naidu of the Msunduzi Museum brought a number of artifacts with her about the lifestyle of the Zulu nation and the foot trackers. She told the learners the stories of Dingaan and Piet Retief. She also explained the Battle of Blood River. She showed and explained the artifacts, and she let the learners feel the artifacts, thus bringing history to life. To celebrate Library Week, I did a storytelling outreach at Georgetown schools for the grade 4s and 5s. I handed out library bags and bookmarks to the learners. I also took bulk loans to the school for the educators so that they can do storytelling. The learners were delighted with their gifts as well as a very welcome story. Wartburg Library has just been renovated. Consequently, the library was closed for April and most of May. It was a very challenging time, and as I had to work from home. When we reopened, I sent emails and SMSs to all my patrons. I went to the schools in Wartburg informing them that we are back, but I needed to market my library by letting the greater community know that we are back. I decided to design a poster. I was fortunate enough to get the creative help from amazing people as well as a translation for the Zulu version. These posters are displayed now in the main municipal offices, Spar, Pep stores, and at the taxi rank. And it has definitely worked as a lot of new people have started to visit us. While we were closed, I organized our careers outreach. This was held at the Cooley Hall on the 5th of May. In this slide, you can see our manager, Mrs. Spongile Letuli, a picture of the grade 12, some of the grade 12 learners, and our very good program director, Mr. Vosi Shalembe. The reason why I embarked on doing careers outreach was to provide access to all the information that the learners need to make informed decisions about their choice of career. Various institutions are invited so they can provide these learners with all the necessary information to assist them in making these informed choices about their future careers. Our aim is to influence the academic achievements of individuals and assist them in lifelong learning, preparing them for productive employment and successful futures. Our Careers Outreach 2022, the institutions that were there was DUT, MUT, Boston College, Varsity College, IC Certification Academy, our Student Academy, Creative Arts Academy, Demlin, our CESA, and Rosebank College. Unfortunately, both UKZN and UNISA couldn't come because of prior commitments. And it was great excitement with Boston College as they did lucky draws and gave the learners free gifts. So it was a great excitement and went down very well. We have lots of challenges as librarians. As with everything we do, more assistance is needed when doing our outreach. This forms an important part of our libraries, as we need to be showing the community that our municipality cares about the youth and wants to provide them with the information and assistance to live productive lives, especially now more than ever after COVID-19. The best way to overcome challenges is to work together as a team, so together we can achieve greatness and be successful in all our endeavors. On my final slide, I've got a quote by the author Sidney Sheldon. And he quotes, "Libraries store the energy that fuels the imagination. They open up windows to the world and inspire us to explore and achieve and contribute to improving our quality of life. Libraries change lives to the better." Thank you so much. Thank you, Zunitha, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Barbara. You have really been an inspiration to me. We've worked together. We've come up with programs. We've done the spelling bee together. So Barbara has been in the library service for over 25 years, and she's actually doing amazing work in Wartburg. But time today, I do check on you, and you are our friend of the library as well. So Barbara is amazing. She's even was prepared last year to host Liasa KZN from her library as well, and but due to COVID, we could not do so. So thank you, Barbara, for sharing. We really appreciate it. I would like to introduce our next speaker, which is Zodwa Shabalala. another amazing librarian from Wembezi. I've just gotten to know of recent, and much respect to her. Thank you, Zodwa. Hi, Zodwa, can you hear me? She did say she was experiencing some technical problems, so I'm not too sure if she's still with us. Zodwa? Hello? Okay, I'm just going to continue. I was with a presentation on behalf of the librarian from Margate, who could not be present today because she's taken ill. So I'm just going to present on behalf of her as best as possible, and I hope I do justice to this presentation. The librarian that I'm actually presenting on behalf of is called Nakatula. She is the librarian at the Margate Library. She was also a colleague of ours here at Msunduzi Municipality. Sorry. So Nakatula is speaking about her outreach programs. I'm so sorry, I've only just got this presentation today, but I will just read through it. The purpose of the library's outreach programs is to expand the library's traditional services to include programming that will create opportunities for broader engagement with local community and beyond. I guess she's doing this at her library, the Reading for Fun with Nalibali. It is our hope that each person who is visually impaired may experience the information age in a positive and productive manner. We believe technology opens new worlds and creates opportunities for greater personal freedom. I'm so sorry, I cannot even pronounce this. The mini tournament, apparently there's a mini tournament, was to promote awareness of the indigenous games amongst the marginalized elderly of the Ray in Kunyeni municipality. Be dazzled with e-books. The main aim of the project was to promote e-book services to our community. People were able to read from the comfort of their homes. The article of empowering the visually challenged in Margate Library. And in conclusion, she says, libraries store the energy that fuels the imagination. They open up the windows to the world and inspire us to explore and achieve and contribute to improving our quality of life. Librarians, with much acknowledgement, are working throughout. Each and every librarian that I have had the opportunity to meet are always speaking of the wonderful work that they are doing. I just want to move over to our next speaker very quickly. Zodwa, are you still there? Hello? Hello?
Sunita.
Hi, Zodwa, we're waiting for you. Are you online?
Yes, I'm online.
Okay, are you on your computer? Okay, we can't hear you. Okay, we can't hear you. If you turn your sound on, just unmute yourself. See at the bottom of your screen, you'll see. No, just unmute your screen. Just see at the bottom of your screen, you can just unmute yourself. Can you hear us? Can you hear me on your computer?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll wait to hear you now. No, still nothing. Hi, Sajwa, we still can't hear you. Hello, can I open the floor to questions in the meantime while we wait for Zajwa just to sort out her laptop?
Yes, please, Sunita, because we only have 4 minutes left before we end the session.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions?
Hello.
Okay, if we don't, hello.
How are you?
Well,
Oh,
thanks,
sorry,
we can hear you.
yes, I've been looking for this icon where you raise your hand here. Sorry, guys, for delaying.
No
Can
problem,
we
you
hear
can
me?
go ahead. Yes, you can go ahead, thank you.
Oh, yes. Greetings, everyone. This is Pumlani Jang from Umthetho Modular Library, Umfolozi Municipality, under King Cetshwayo Districts, Mbangini, the north side of KZN. Firstly, one would like to acknowledge this sitting of this nature. It's my first time attending this sitting, guys. I would like to put that on table before we proceed. I didn't know of such sittings or even of this structure, but yesterday I came across it via my email. It's such a good program. I would like to acknowledge the structure. It's a progressive one. Okay. Also, one would like to make some comment on our first speaker. I forgot the name, but the first speaker who, after the welcoming session was done, she touched on the 3 important weights that us as information practitioners should consider or should put into consideration. She talked of changing the mindset about our profession, ensuring confidence, and changing attitudes towards our profession. And okay, but my inputs here I would like to raise some things that makes our profession to be less recognized in our societies. What I've noted since I've joined the lease sector in 2016 here at Umfolozi Municipality, I've noted that when it comes to entry level or during the recruitment process in library environment, we are still not strict on the qualification requirements. You will find that a person with no library or any qualification related to our field will be employed. A person with a matric or sometimes a person with a grade 10, which strongly kills our confidence in this field. Which also creates this mindset to our society. They have a belief that it is anyone can be employed in our field. I wish that we can at some point address this matter through our structure, which is LIASA. And another thing that I've noted is that our association, LIASA, allows anybody to be an employee in the library or in the information sector it's not strict like other sectors. For example, we have what you call, we have this sector sectors under each and every field in South Africa. There's a sector for nurses and education, whereby you can't become an educator without being
10 minutes.
without being recognized by that particular structure. I wish Liasa can also enforce that. That's if we are not, are you still with me, guys? Hello?
Yes, you may continue.
Yes,
Hello, we can hear you.
I wish Liasa can enforce this thing of qualifications in our field, so that our practitioners or us as practitioners will be fully recognized in the society as professionals. So that is my inputs, guys, for now, and it's really crippling us, especially us who are working in rural spaces or in local government municipalities. And there's also another factor that gives us a problem. There's this program by Department of Education which uplifts educators. It provides a library-related skills to educators, so that the schools would be able to have school libraries. That also hampers job opportunities for us in the market if the department will train educators to provide library skills in school instead of providing library.
I'm just going to cut you short because we are running out of time. Hello. I just need to cut you short. We are running out of time. I think we've gone beyond time as well. Can you just quickly round up for us, please?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that there was a time limit. But anyway, those are my basic factors that I'm much concerned of them. That if you can address them, that can make our profession to be well respected in the society. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Is there anyone else? Okay, thank you, guys. Because we're out of time, I'm going to just ask our next speaker to close. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's our treasurer for the Liasa KZN BEC treasurer, Zukiwe Vikelo.
Yes,
do the summary and closing.
Thank you, Sonita. Thank you, Program Director. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Chair and guest speakers. Thank you so much, Sonita, for programming the program, for directing the program today. I know we are rushed with time. I prepared a nice closing, but let me just summarize. Yes, thank you so much to all of you colleagues for joining us online to celebrate our Librarians Day. We were meeting so that we can create awareness about our profession. Thank you, all of you colleagues and the guest speakers, for your unique contribution as information professionals. Your contribution brings a positive impact. It adds value towards our community development, as we are all community developers. Okay, so a special thanks goes to you, Sonita, for directing the program very well this morning, and for your presentation. Thank you for introducing your library and sharing the services that you offer. You're doing an amazing job. So thank you for introducing the program and the purpose of the day today, and especially your encouraging words. The guest speakers, Sanita, for your presentation, you're reminding us that indeed we are contributors of community development and even staff development. Craig, thanks for your beautiful poem about librarians. Yes, I already thanked Sonita for introducing Eastwood Library and your services and your experiences in Eastwood Library. And Mrs. Purity, thank you so much for introducing your side of your country, Kenya, and your presentation. You indeed, you say libraries matter. Utitilo Mafe, thank you for introducing in Nigeria, your powerful presentation about relevance of libraries. Ubarbafei, Thank you so much, Baba, for sharing Ewart Library and the services offered by your library. Your theme of presentation was rediscovering our libraries. Thank you so much. Okay, Bethel, thank you so much, Mr. Makaya, for introducing Sobandu Libraries. Library and the presentation on hashtag sustainable responsibility. Okay, Mrs. Noktula, thank you for introducing Market Library. And now, Sunita, on our behalf, please thank us for us, my dear. Okay, I'm sorry we missed the presentation from Mrs. Soda, but we thank her for preparing anyway. To all the guests and audience, thank you for joining us today. Indeed, as we continue with our daily lives, let's continue celebrating the librarians. We contribute to the community development. Let's celebrate Liasa together as we're celebrating the 25th celebration. Let's celebrate knowing that librarians matter as we continue to be the relevant in society to reimagine, repurpose, and rediscover our libraries. Thank you so much, guys, for making time to join us today. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, colleagues.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Meetings
Bye.
closed.
Thank you all. Sunita, bye.
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 Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Purity Ma'am.